Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Friday Reads. I know I haven't posted any type of bookish content on this channel for quite a while now, but I'm ready to get back into it because a couple of my friends from the panning beauty community, which I am a part of on my other channel, which is linked down below, asked me if I wanted to apply the panning concept from makeup to books, to our backlisted TBR, books we already own, or even our TBR on Goodreads, and I thought that was an amazing idea. So I said yes, but I would like to put it on this channel. So today's video is going to be my November TBR. And as a part of this series, which is going to be called Pan Those Books, I will be randomly selecting one of my book titles to read this month that I already own, and then I also have many other books on my TBR, of course, but I just really like the roulette or randomized style. So that's how I'm going to kick off my November TBR, which I know is going up a little bit late, but I'm going to choose a title from this. I don't know how updated this is because I made these like little notes at the beginning of the year, so I might have read some of them, I might not own some of them, but let's see. The title I got is The Rescue. Is that a Nicholas Sparks book? I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go find this and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and The Rescue is a Nicholas Sparks book. I did read all of the Nicholas Sparks that I currently own when I was a teenager, and I held on to them but added them to this basket. This includes books I want to reread as well because one, don't really remember much about it, and two, I'm only wanting to keep books that I give 4 and 5 stars. So now that I'm rating books, I'm reading more, I wanted to reread this at some point. So this is now on my November TBR. Nicholas Sparks is an adult romance writer, and this involves a fireman. And the fireman is a man who likes to rescue troubled women. He inevitably leaves them as soon as they want more from him. So I just feel like this is such a weird time of year to read this, but alas, here we go. Reading The Rescue as my Pan That book for the month of November. I'm really excited about working through my own TBR. Speaking of which, I've been reading this since February and I keep putting it down. This is A Dance with Dragons by George R. R. Martin. This is the 5th book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, and I am so close to finishing this that it's just truly ridiculous that I haven't yet at this point. And even though I'm almost done, not a lot is wrapped up. Nothing is wrapped up. I haven't watched the TV show at all because I wanted to read the books first. So I thought, I know this isn't the last in the series, but it's the last book that's out. I thought a few things would be wrapped up, so hopefully Winds of Winter is not too much further away, because I have a feeling as soon as I finish this I'm going to need to read the next book in the series, but I'm going to be SOL from what it seems like. But yes, I need to finish this before the end of the year, honestly, since February. That is so ridiculous. Me and my friend Faith are going to be, sorry for the glare, buddy reading Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the 2nd book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And Faith wanted to read the trilogy. I said, hey, I need to finish that trilogy as well. I only read the 1st book. Let's do a buddy read. So we are currently doing a buddy read. The Shadow and Bone series is a Russian-inspired fantasy following a girl who doesn't know she has magical powers until she's put into danger and they magically come about, and of course she's like the strongest one of them all. Isn't that like the typical fantasy trope? So I feel like these books haven't aged well in that respect, but at their time when they were actually published, maybe that was a more original story. Like, this is the second book and it came out in 2013, so they are getting a little older, but so far it's very predictable in that sense. But I'm excited to be wrapping up a few series before the end of the year. I have 3 other books to share with you. I haven't done TBRs in a really long time because I never stick to them, so I'm trying my best to keep the books I say I'm going to read to a minimum, and then if I read others, you'll see that in a wrap up, because like I said, I am starting to post these bookish videos again. Speaking of series I want to continue on with and finish up, I have P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. I've heard that this, like, a trilogy wasn't necessary for this story, but this is going to be a great light-hearted read to maybe read at the same time as A Dance with Dragons, because that is so heavy and dense, and I think I will be able to fly through this super quickly. Obviously this is the second book, but in the first book, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Laura Jean writes letters to all the boys that she loved as like a way to say goodbye, to get all her feelings out on paper and move on, and she puts them in envelopes and addresses them, which I still think is just so weird. And then somehow they get mailed out to all the boys. So then it's really awkward at school. It's a fake dating trope. And I didn't love the first book because I found Laura Jean to be super naive, didn't act her age at all. She read very, very young. She's supposed to be like 16 or 17, I think, and she acts like a 13-year-old. It's really strange. Even her younger sister is like reads more mature than she does. I don't know. It's supposed to be like cute and naive, but I just found it annoying and naive. So I just want to finish out the series. I didn't hate the first book, so I didn't want to DNF the series as a whole, but I just want to kind of power through. Another sequel, this is Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray. This is the second book in the Diviners series. I meant to read this in October, but I just didn't get around to it because this is a very large book. I'm on the wait list for the audiobook because I've heard those are really good, but this is over 600 pages. The first book I really enjoyed. It's set in the 20s, I believe, the 1920s. I can't quite remember, but it's set in the past, like historical fiction. It's paranormal in its elements. The diviners are people that have some sort of special abilities. There's a lot of like murder and mystery happening in these books, and they're just kind of creepy. So like I said, I wanted to read this in October. Didn't get a chance to, but I still have it out from my library, so I want to read it while I have it. And it's still like cold and chilly. I feel like I read more of these types of books in the fall and winter, so we'll see how I get on with this one. I'm kind of nervous. The other one creeped me out a lot. And lastly, on my TBR, I do want to start reading Saga. This is an adult, I believe, sci-fi graphic novel series about 2 people from warring planets fall in love and have a baby, and that's obviously frowned upon. And the artwork just looks super interesting. I'm not a huge graphic novel person. Sorry if you can hear Wyatt crying in the background. He's fine. He's with his dad. And Books with Chloe read this recently, and I think she really liked it. I had it on my radar before that, but after seeing her read it and love it, I decided to grab it ASAP from my library. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the books I read are from my library, but with that, that's going to conclude what is on my November TBR. I'm kind of hoping to read 10 plus books this month. I'm 20 books short for my Goodreads goal, which is a lot, but this is what my stack is looking like. Keep in mind, I'm almost done with this one, and hopefully I can read a few more besides this as well with the help of some audiobooks maybe, or maybe I can fit in a few other graphic novel or manga. But yes, here we are. Let me know if next year you want me to do like a wheel of TBR like Cody does. I absolutely love watching those. I actually have a wheel on my phone with like 50 prompts, and I think that could be fun to maybe even do like 2 off the wheel, 1 for pan those books, and then whatever I have out from the library. I always have a ton out from the library. I have 4 other books sitting over there, but I'll share those in my December TBR or if I finish them this month. I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you're reading this month, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!